money to luck. Oh, babe, then you got to tell me I'm alright. Yeah, alright. I'm alright now. Alright. Oh, I'm alright, baby. We're on? All right. I could keep playing that groove all night. We're on. You caught me in mid-groove. I was sitting there just warming up. And apparently we're being broadcast. We're live on the air. The Quarantini happy hour has embarked. The ship has left the dock. And thank you for tuning in, all 6 or 7 of you. If indeed there are 6 or 7, I never really know. I've got to tell you this, I've been doing this ever since the lockdown started. And it's just very strange, I think, for any musician to be playing, knowing that there's an audience there, but not actually being able to see them. So, who knows? I guess there are people out there. Chris is handling the machines in the absence of She Who Must Be Obeyed at All Times, who's actually journeying all the way from the far frozen wastelands of Long Island, heading down to the swamps, hoping to get here just in time for the tropical storms that have been brewing up in the Gulf. And here we are. So yeah, I'm just here to play some piano for y'all, really, and some New Orleans centric kind of stuff, but not limited to that necessarily. Which is and of course, if at any point I'm talking too much, you can send in a message saying, tell him to shut up and just play the bloody piano. I'm remiss because I had a list of names of people who joined the Patreon, my sort of Patreon fan club, that I was going to read out. But they're on the computer, and the computer is being used to get this to you right now. The computer and the phones will get used up, and so I forgot to print it out. But thank you anyway to all the people who've joined up and climbed on board the Patreon site, which is very exciting. And last week I put up, or earlier this week I put up some early versions of a tune that some of you fans uploaded a few different versions, including the original scratch demo. And so hopefully there are some messages coming in, but in the meantime I'm just going to start playing some funk for you. If any of you all have any questions about New Orleans piano, New Orleans music, anecdotal stuff, then please feel free to type in a little message. All right, this is called Moonburn. Shine voodoo hour till break of day. Hoodoo spy boy come out to play. Chicken man got the remedy for moon burn in the 3rd degree. we're gonna burn you. We'll close your doors and lock your screens. Moonbirds hide down in New Orleans. Papa lay back down in Congo Square. Bound, got a son down there. Drums be beating and the fever high, burning up in the midnight sky. It's too damn hot down in New Orleans, and they burn fire water like gasoline. Mad dogs and friends of mine like to burn it up in the moonshine. Bad moon gon' burn you. Bad moon gon' burn. Bad moon gonna burn you. Close your doors and lock your screens. The moonbirds hide down in New Orleans. Go, a bit of Moonburn to get warmed up. It's kind of strange playing funk at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You're supposed to play it at 1 o'clock in the morning. Any questions coming in from Euro Quarantini land, Chris?
Yes. We have Robbie Mendelson asking about the song So Damn Good.
Yeah.
In order to maybe hear a little bit of it, and or if you have any backstory to the song.
So Damn Good. So Damn Good is a tune that was based on something that my uncle told me that his dad used to say. It would be my granddad. No, his granddad. Would be my great-grandfather, who was from London, died before I was born, but apparently was a wonderful character and was a product of that generation that saw the tail end of the music hall era. And in the music hall era in London, there were wonderful singers, guys like Harry Champion, that sang all sorts of songs that were often quite risque, quite saucy, but without ever being crude or vulgar. And I guess the last, or one of the last of that sort of that tradition was a singer called Max Miller. But he had a few funny expressions, but one of which that tickled me was apparently he would say, if someone asked him how he was, he'd say, I feel so good, I'll be happy when I'm fed up. That's a great line there for a song. I feel so happy, I feel so good, I'll be happy when I feel so damn good. I'll be happy when I get the blues. The kind of meter of that. I feel so damn good. I'll be happy when I get the blues. And so that was the idea of the song. The lyrics kind of fell into place. Lyrics. It's a sort of dualism in the lyrics. Bitter and sweet. My light's shining bright when I'm hanging out right at the dark end of the street. Good ain't good enough. Gotta have a little rough with the smooth. And if life's too easy, when I'm standing still, then it's time to get up and move. But what I dig about it is it's musically, it's a form that can be adjusted, and we play it on. I've been playing it on the gig for years, but every few years I'll do something different with it. When we first played it on the Monster Gents record, it was in B flat, and it was a funk tune. And I feel so damn good, I'll be happy when I get the blues. I feel so damn good, I'll be happy when I get the blues. I'm so down, you know, and I'll be winning when I start to lose. So good, just ain't good enough. Had that kind of funk thing to it. And then more recent, and then Bonnie, I played it with Bonnie. I think it went out on a live record or a live recording. You can find of Bonnie Raitt's band doing it, and I'm playing on that. And that was pretty funky. And I figured it was time to give it a bit of a breath of fresh dressing up. And so now when we play it on the set, it's a great, when you play a gig, the second song is crucially important. And we do it as a boom cha. I've heard people in New Orleans talk about a boom cha. I don't know if it's a gospel groove. They've probably got different names for it elsewhere. It's a 2/4 groove. Boom cha, boom cha, boom cha, boom cha, boom cha. And I feel so damn good, I'll be happy when I get the blues. So damn good, I'll be happy when I get the blues. Down, beat up, I'll be winning when I start to lose. You know that's alright. So it's kind of it's one that's a foot stomping tune that gets everybody up. But I also want to play it. I cut a version of it as a shuffle. And I feel so damn good. I'll be happy when I get the blues. So good. I'll be happy when I get the blues. I'm so down, been up. Yeah, I'll be winning when I start to lose. Well, I'm good, just ain't good enough. I gotta have a little rough with the smooth. And if life's too easy when I'm standing still, it's time to get up and move now. Well, I like my sugar a little salty, and I like a little bit of with the sweet. You know my light shining bright when I'm hanging out right at the dark end of the street. And I feel so damn good, I'll be happy when I get the blues. I feel so damn good, I'll be happy when I get the blues. So down, being up, I'll be winning when I start to lose. So I play it like that sometimes on the gig, if I'm doing a solo gig. But, you know, sometimes when you get a good song, you can do it any kind of different way. Maybe put it in E flat, maybe I could do like a rock steady. That feels so damn good. I'll be happy when I get the blues. That feels so damn good. I'll be happy when I get the blues. I'm so down, being up. I've been winning when I start to lose. Yeah, anyway, you can kind of do it, all kinds of things with it, if you wanted to. So yeah, so damn good. I'll be happy when I get the blues.
A May Reed Hazelbop has a question that Nola Twitter was talking about Wolfman Jack, the DJ.
Yeah.
In England, we got, this is in her words, in England, we got exposed to the Wolfman via the BBC DJ John Peel.
Yeah.
Who used to play recordings of Wolfman Jack, and what is your experience with these two awesome DJs?
I don't know much about Wolfman Jack. I've heard about him. I used to listen to John Peel every night, and I must say I don't recall him referencing Wolfman Jack. But John Peel, the people in England of my generation will remember him, but for people listening in from other countries, don't know. When I was at school, on the television, you had 2 TV programs a week in England that had music. One was Top of the Pops, which was considered sort of a bit frivolous, but we all dug it. 7:20 on a Thursday night, and everybody at school on Friday the next day was talking about their favourite tunes and who'd been on Top of the Pops the night before. And then there was the Old Grey Whistle Test, which took itself very seriously, with Bob Harris. It was really good. And they had all kinds of progressive rock bands on, but they had, Little Feat were on there, and Bob Marley and the Wailers, and Ry Cooder. On the radio, you had Radio 1, which played Top 40, and that was about it. That was BBC radio, and BBC had a monopoly on the radio waves until Capital Radio started up. Other than the pirate radio ships that used to broadcast from the North Sea, like Radio Caroline, which I listened to. That's where I first heard Sneaking Sally Through the Alley, Robert Palmer, and Little Feat. But every weeknight from 10 till 12, if you tuned into BBC Radio 1, there was a really extraordinary music show hosted by a DJ called John Peel, who didn't sound like any of all the other DJs had these very put-on DJ voices with fake transatlantic accents. And John Peel, on the other hand, sounded very amateurish almost. He didn't dress anything up at all. His delivery was very monotone and was much better for it, really. He sounded very honest. And it was he really loved music, and what you got was his taste in music for 2 hours every night. And it was good, and that's why I first really got hip to reggae. You'd know if you tuned in, he would play at least 1 or 2 of the latest dub plates from Jamaica. He also was playing all the punk stuff, which I was really into, and I was about 13 or 14. And that was the only place you could hear all the new punk bands that were coming out. And occasionally he would play one of the guys that I love the most to this day, and it was the first place I ever heard Johnny Guitar Watson was on the John Peel show. So the punk stuff I've forgotten all about, and not much of it is worth revisiting. It was something that was exciting at the time. Musically not very substantial, but it was just a thing, fashion thing, really. But the reggae stuff was really hip. And I was just actually, Chris and I were just actually listening to some Dillinger and some Trinity stuff that I had learned from John Peel. Should mention also on English radio was Radio London, which had David Rodigan, had a really good reggae show, and Charlie Gillett, who actually had his show as guest Professor Longhair one time when Fest was over, and James Booker too. And that was an hour-long show on Radio London. If you were in the broadcast area, you could pick that up. That was on Sunday afternoons, I think, or Saturday afternoons. But yeah, John Peel was really great. Broke my heart when I heard that he passed away. And his book is good, but he was also very funny. He was from Liverpool, but he had very great sort of downplayed sense of humour. Yeah.
I think that could be a perfect introduction to a little Sneakin' Sally.
I've never actually played Sneaking Sally Through the Alley. I don't think I can remember any of the words, but the vibe was good. Sneaking Sally through the alley. Sneaking Sally through the alley. I began to try to explain. Yeah, I can't remember the words. But on that particular record, that Sneakin' Sally was a Lee Dorsey tune. That particular record that they used to play on Radio Caroline was Robert Palmer's version. And it was a time for me where some of these musical things started to kind of coalesce and make sense. Because most of the stuff that was available, if you were young and had an ear for music, most of it was pretty dreadful in England at that time. But on Radio Caroline and John Peel and David Rodigan and Charlie Gillett, you could actually search out some hip stuff. And that particular record was a Robert Palmer record, singer from England who'd been in a band called Vinegar Joe, with Maggie Bell, I believe. And he had come to New Orleans and cut a record here with the Meters, with Alan Toussaint producing, at a time when Little Feat were in town too. So Lowell George plays some slide on this. They kind of put it back in the mix, I think. But as part of a medley, he did Sailing Shoes and a song called Hey Julia and Sneakin' Sally Through the Alley. And it was so funky. And that was kind of one of the first times I heard this music that I think I was kind of hardwired for. And around the same time, they would play Brickyard Blues by Frankie Miller, which I really dug. And also Lady Marmalade by LaBelle, which was killing. And that's around the time I got hip to the Right Place, Wrong Time album by Dr. John that my Aunt Heather turned me on to. And all these things kind of came together. And it wasn't until it took me, because you couldn't go on the internet then and find out the information. You just had to ask around or try and find someone who had these records you could borrow them from, because there's nowhere where I grew up in the countryside where you could go and buy the stuff. But I didn't find out till years later that they were all linked. Brickyard Blues by Frankie Miller, written by Alan Toussaint. Frankie Miller from Scotland. Robert Palmer from England, from the north of England. Recording in New Orleans with the Meters and Little Feat. Lady Marmalade by LaBelle, produced in New Orleans, with some of the guys from the Meters playing on that. So anyway, the kind of New Orleans funk thing. If your ears are wide open, you'll find it. Yeah.
All right, I have...
Anybody out there listening, just send in and let me know where you all are listening from, because I'm always kind of curious to know who's out there and where this music is being reached.
You want me to throw you some?
Yeah, let me know. Yeah.
Joe O'Callahan is saying hi from Cork.
Oh man, have a pint of Murphy's for me.
Jerry Lynn is saying hi from Palm Springs, California.
Hey man.
Let's see here.
Yeah, read out some more. I'm going to play some chords in the background because I'm really curious to know where.
Rick Shaddix is saying hi from Montana.
Hey, man.
Shirley Thompson is saying aloha from Honolulu.
Hey.
I'm going to say this name wrong, but Demian Dominguez is saying hi from the Canary Islands.
From the Canary Islands. Wow. One of my favorite piano players is buried in Tenerife. A guy called Ernesto Lacuona from Havana is buried in the Canary Islands. Yeah, carry on.
Kermit Boutte is saying hi from Phoenix, Arizona.
Hey, Kermit. How you doing, brother?
Denver, Colorado, New York City, Durham, North Carolina, Pueblo, Colorado, and London.
And London too. Oh, good. Wow. Hawaii, London, Cork, Montana.
Santa Barbara. Now everyone's just chiming in now.
Good. Well, do that. Yeah, because I want to know. Because like I said earlier on, when I'm doing this, I've got, for all I know, there might be one person listening down the in the French Quarter or uptown New Orleans.
No.
So it's kind of encouraging to know there actually are people out there listening.
Vancouver, British Columbia, Sydney.
Sydney, blimey, what time is it out there for you guys? What are you doing up this late or this early?
Oh, wow. Yeah, now everyone's chiming in.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Well.
So I got Debbie Norman Robbins asking for any Port Street Blues, and a Rick Shaddix asking for a Moonlight Skywalk. Is that?
Moonlight Skywalk.
I
don't know what that means.
Either. I didn't know if that was a song. I just didn't know.
Sounds like an exotic cocktail or something. But Port Street Blues. Camelback Riverside Shack, a Creole shotgun little yard out back. Cool breezing, Wrigley's blowing through my banana trees, yawling. Rusty freight drifting in from a ocean far away. Cast long shadows on my back porch. The sad time of day. See, I'm just trying to tell y'all about a little feeling I can't lose. You see, when I'm a long way from home, that's when I get the Port Street Blues. So beat up the anthem, Lord, the cha-cha's out of tune. In the corner there's a jukebox, take up on the room. You can't sit down for stacks and stacks of scratched up 45s. And cobwebs hang from the ceiling fan and blow the smoke back in your eyes. Oh, but the door is always open if you somewhere close by around. The walls always shaking to a sweet and soulful sound. When I get back down to Port Street, gonna kick out both my shoes and pour me out a fresh one, y'all. Slap on my grocery grooves. I'm calling on the friendly travelers. Hear the wolfman howl the blues. I'm hanging with the funk captain, y'all. Back on Port Street, FHQ. Oh yeah, Port Street. That's the only place I find. I can rest my word heart. I can rest my word heart. Yes, I can. Ooh, rest my word heart. Yeah, and pacify my mind. That's the Port Street Blues. Good call. I haven't played that song for a long time. That's all about the house I used to live in, about, where are we? 30s. About 12 blocks that way and 4 blocks that way. An old grocery store called Bird's Grocery. That was Funk headquarters right there on Port and Charter Street.
We have a few more check-ins from one from Toledo, Ohio.
Hey, man.
Birthplace of Art Tatum.
Wow.
Greetings from Houston and Galway.
And Galway. Oh, great. I've got a family in Galway.
But everyone's everyone's so busy checking in, they forgot to make requests. So I think you should just go ahead and...
All right, I'm just going to play. Well, I just played some blues. I'm just going to make some shit up. Everybody hollering about where you at. Everybody wanna know about where you at. The X on the radio, where you at? 'Cause you change your mind, baby, just like that. Like that. Tell me no, like that. Say stop and then you tell me go. Like that. Are we messing my head around? Are you downside up or baby upside down? change your mind, baby, just like that. You change your mind, baby, just like that. Change your mind, baby, change your mind, baby, now. Change your mind, baby, now, just like that. And if you're wondering why I was garbling the words on that one, it's because I haven't finished writing them yet. That's going to be on the new record. Where you at? A little holler out to all the cats from back in the day.
All right, I got some requests, but before that, a few more shout-outs from different areas.
Oh, yeah, let me know where they're listening from.
Park City, Memphis,
Oh, right.
Cape Cod, and Costa Rica.
Cape Cod and Costa Rica. Wow, that's fantastic.
Okay, the requests we have are Mo Hippa, Tipatina, True, or Agent 00 Funk.
Wow, True. Boy. I've never actually played that tune, and most people don't even know anything about True. But True, I used to hear James Booker play it at the Maple Leaf sometimes. And I think it's originally by Paul Gayton. Paul Gayton was a band leader in New Orleans in the 1940s who played a very kind of high-class, sophisticated blues. As I say, in the 1940s was kind of his era. And he recorded for the Deluxe label and had a singer in his band called Annie Laurie. And one of the first R&B tunes to actually get recorded here back in the day was 3 times 7 just made 21 by Annie Laurie. And I think that was Paul Gayton's band. But interestingly, Paul Gayton went on to... He left New Orleans, like there was an exodus of New Orleans musicians who moved out to California. They found the political climate and social climate more agreeable. And he actually went on to become the head of the Musicians Union, I believe, in Los Angeles. A post that later was taken over by another New Orleans musician who was a friend of mine called Earl Palmer, great drummer. But Paul Gayton, I never met Paul Gayton. He died out in California long before I was ever in a position to go knocking on anybody's door to say hello. But True, I don't even know what key this would be, but it's a ballad. It's well, true. Cause I'm crazy over you. Baby, nothing else no will do. Cause darling, you don't love me. Forgotten the words to this next verse. But they're beautiful chords, and it's a lovely melody. But it's actually the same chords as an old ballad from Havana around the same time, and I often wonder whether Paul Gayton got to hear Como fue, no sé decirte como fue. And ¿qué pasó? I'm trying to remember the words. Pero de ti me enamoré. Fueron la luz que iluminó todo mi ver. Once again, the words fail me. It's a beautiful ballad by Benny Moré. And it has an interesting bridge where it goes... Fueron tus bocas y tus manos, fueron tus manos o tu voz. esperar. No sé decirte cómo fue. So that's from Cuba, and then true. Girl, I'm crazy over you. Baby, nothing else will do. Darling, you don't love me. Yeah, lovely old ballad. Somebody once, years ago, before the age of the internet, showed me a video of Booker playing that from Montreux. They had a video cassette, because Claude Nobbs, that ran the Montreux Jazz Festival, would film all the shows. And one time I was at his house, and he had a library in his house of all the shows. He said, "What do you want to see?" I said, "What, James Booker or the Meters?" So he pulled out one of the Meters and Professor Longhair. Now I think you can see that stuff on YouTube, probably. It's all up there. But then it was just a really privileged moment to get to see that little snippet. And somebody had asked me about True, this tune of Booker's. And I remembered him playing it, but I didn't know any of the provenance of the song. And I found out later on that it was Paul Gayton. So that was a really good call. And check out Como Fue by Benny Moré from Havana in the 1950s or late 40s, because they're very similar tunes.
I think you got everybody grooving. I think everyone's just happy with what's going on. Do you remember
cool.
the other ones at that?
Someone wanted Tippertine and somebody wanted... What was the other one?
Mo Hippo or Agent 00 Funk.
All right. Well, now, let's see, I've got to remember all the keys. Some of these... a lot of these songs I haven't played for years. And a lot of them I've never played as solo piano pieces. I'm playing with a band, so I'm having to try and comp all the different parts, but let's have a go. I got what you want, baby, and I got what you need, and if we operate undercover, I can be your secret lover, Agent 00 Funk. We're on a secret mission. You're an object of suspicion, and your boyfriend, he be wishing he could find out who's been getting all the loving he's been missing. Agent 00 Funk. Agent 00 Funk. I got the moves, I got the grooves, and I got the rhymes. I got the tools to operate behind enemy lines. If you're down, I'm around for a thrill. Secret agent with a license to chill. Secret agent with a license to chill. Secret agent with a license to chill. Tippertina, ta-la-la-la, Tippertina, tra-la-la-la. Tippertina, on a mile, I got a while. Well, baby, won't you T-9? Hey, little bird, oh, little bird. Yeah, baby, can you hear me calling you? You know that you're 3 times 7, baby, yeah. Lord, and you know, oh, Lord, you know what you want to do. This morning, baby, yeah, get your belly full of gin. Tippertina, cha-la-la-la, Tippertina, cha-la-la, Tippertina, on a mile, I gotta want you, tra-la-tina, me. Rupert getting alive. Magnolia's got a new kind of groove. Snook's gonna drop the bomb, y'all. Tell the wolfman on the blues. Eddie Bo hotter than Popeye. Willie T is just teasing you. Papa Funk beating out on the baddest grooves. Kato burning too. What we got is more hipper than what you got. Talking about New Orleans. What we got more hipper than what you got. If you just came to play and you ain't got that monster swing, watch your back, get the hell out the way and let the gentlemen do their thing. What we got is more hipper than what you got. Talking about New Orleans, what we got more hipper than what you got. Get out the way, let the gentlemen do their thing. Get out the way, let the gentlemen do their thing. Get out the way, let the gentlemen do their thing. Get out the way, let the gentlemen do their thing. Get out the way, let the gentlemen do their thing. Get out the way, let the gentlemen do their thing. Yeah. Mo Hipper, Tippatina, and what the other one? I can't remember what the other one was. That's all the requests, the requests, I think, unless there's any more come in.
There's a few more.
Oh, there are? Yeah. What you got?
Okay, so we have Chrissa from Norfolk.
Hey.
Says hi. She's requesting a smile in a while.
All right.
And just a few more just to get him through. Andrew Agnew is requesting two very different ones, Big Chief and Closer Walk with Thee.
All right.
Quite different rhythms there. And Laurie McSpadden is requesting Groove Me.
Hey.
So any of that kind of
all
general...
right. Let me see if I can fuse them all together in one medley, as we've got 5 minutes left. So let's see. We start with Laurie's request. And I'm going to kind of funk them up and mess around with them. Woo! Sookie, sookie, baby. Hey there, sugar darling, let me tell you something, girl, I've been wanting to say. You look so sweet and you so damn fine. I can't get you out of my mind. You become a sweet taste in my mouth now. Yeah, I want you to be my spouse, so that we can live happily now in a great big roomy house. And all I know you're gonna groove me, baby. Yeah, make me feel good inside. Groove me. I saw you, oh, and I knew, oh, I want want you, I want you, I want you always, baby. Yes, I do. Right here, baby, right here in my heart. Just a smile once in a lonely walk could be so, 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 so very nice to see. And I feel you, baby. Yeah, right here, all in my heart. And every now and then, you know, my poor heart is saying, why don't you take her in your arms? Mind and body and soul, my body wanna take control. Let it please, let it please, let it please. Oh, let it please, let it please, 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 please. Ooh, please. Yeah. And so another Quarantini hour draws to a close. To the melody of Just a Closer Walk with Thee. Thank you everybody for tuning in to the Quarantini hour once again. And of course, as always, as you stampede towards the tip jar in haste to hurl buckets of $100 bills into the virtual tip bucket, I'd like to say thank you all very much and appreciation in advance. And until such a time as gigs come back and we can come back and play and bring some of this music to your town, I hope you'll continue to tune in so I can at least deliver you some New Orleans piano vibes via the internet to your front room or your garden or wherever you're listening. Thanks again to Chris. The tip jar information's all there, and when you get to that page, there's also a link to the Patreon site where all sorts of interesting stuff. Thank you. Until next we meet. Good night. All right.